Okay, we're going to pretend that none of this beautiful landscaping is here, and I'm going to show you how to do a site analysis on a fairly difficult yard to measure. Okay, so we've got 4 or 5 trees here on the property that we need to make sure we place accurately because it will determine the shape of the beds. Trees are very critical in placing. We also need to make sure that we deal with the slope that's coming from the front of the house to the street. And then that we analyze everything that's on the house itself. So what I would first start with is, and I'm going to pull the camera from my camera guy here just to kind of show him a little bit about what I would do. I am going to start with walking the house left to right here just to make sure that I see what it all is. I want to make sure that I stay parallel to the house so that you can see exactly where trees hit. As you can see here on this one, this tree here is approximately 1 foot off of the corner of this post right there. Then I can start when I'm dead even with the house here and I'm holding the camera towards the house, but I'm also walking with it. I'm going to take 1 step and another, but it's like 1 step and a foot is this red oak tree. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like 13 and 1 foot is where this next tree is. It's a nice water oak. 14, 15. 15 is dead center where the mailbox is. 16 and 1 foot is where this pine tree is at. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22 is 23 is where the house stops. 24, 25 is the driveway. Then what I would recommend, I always prefer when you start at the house and work your way out to measuring trees. And I wouldn't try to do all the trees at once. It will get too confusing when we're trying to lay them out. And when you're walking the property, always be shining the house, always be shining the camera on the house or something pertinent. Don't just point it at the ground. Don't just point it up. So you need to make sure that you're pointing it at something pertinent. I'm going to let my camera guy have the camera back now. And I want you to kind of stand over here. And I'm going to pretend I'm holding the camera so you can see this time what I'm doing as I'm walking out. So as you see, I am starting. I want to make sure that I have a clear line of sight all the way, that I have a clear path to walk. I'm actually going to be measuring these 2 trees over here. I'm as close to these trees as I can be with a clear pathway to them. I'm starting on a main corner of the house. I'm not starting on something obscure that's hidden underneath the patio cover. I'm starting on the main corner of the house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this water oak here is right to my left. 9, 10, 11. 11 is where this pine tree is at. That's all I got to measure is those 2 trees for right now. Then what I'll do is I'll come over here to the other side. Ethan, why don't you come? Don't worry about it. Come over here. Kind of stand over here in the neighbor's yard and point towards me. Kind of try to stay next to me here. Okay, I'm going to recommend that you start on the roof line is what's most important. So I'm going to start on this outer corner roof line, this one here. A lot of times when it's hidden by roof line, by patio covers, it's really hard to tell where this corner of the house starts from an aerial view. But it's very easy to tell where this corner of the house starts. So that other one didn't have a patio cover over it, all of this roof structure. So it was easy to tell. This one does. So I recommend starting from this corner here. Again, get a clear line of sight. I couldn't quite line up with that tree exactly. Move over just enough so you get a straight line, and you start when you're dead even with the house. Remember, your toes are even with the front of the house. Don't start with your heels even to the house. This is a no-no. You're going to have everything a foot off if you do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, and I am dead even right here to the right with this tree. And I believe that was the very first tree. So telling the design team, that was the very first tree that I started with when I started at the street and working my way over. And then actually I'll walk out to the red oak as well too. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 steps, and this red oak is right to my right. So I now have placed all of the trees on this property. The next thing that I want to do is go and mark the different things that are existing. Of course, we're pretending the landscape isn't here, but we are pretending that the irrigation and things like that are existing in the house. So let me show you. These are sprinkler control valves. Okay, that's what these little valve boxes indicate right here. And this is a larger one. So this isn't typical in a lot of properties. So I might just open it up just to see what it is and point the camera down into it. So then that way the crew can see, or the design team can see what's going on with this box right here. Make sure you close everything up just the way that it was. I'm going to make sure that everybody sees where the gutters are at. So we have a gutter here, and we have a gutter on the back corner down there. We also have a hose bib that's right here. And then we also have a gutter, a drain inlet just on the inside of this fence. I know this because I've walked the property before. And then we've got one more drain inlet, so there must be a drainage system. I mean, obviously there must be a drain system. We have a drain inlet there, and we have a drain inlet right here. It's good to note, and also come out to the street. Show the camera crew, show the design team what type of pipe this is. This is definitely a PVC type pipe, and as far as I can tell, the rest of the drain system through that, everything through the property is PVC. The homeowner hasn't said anything that they have any drainage issues, so we should be good as far as that goes. We're going to go ahead and mark some other things. We know that after shooting an elevation, there is about a 12-inch drop from the patio to the front of the lawn, and there's another 6-inch drop with the curb. So we have about a total of 18 inches from the top of the foundation to the street, to the bottom of the street. Make note whether the house has gutters, which we always already have. We need to make sure that we point out the additional gutters. Keep up, cameraman. We have 2 more gutters here on these corners right here, and then there's obviously some more in the back that we'll go around and show as well too. We obviously, with this house, we came in and we did a whole new sidewalk. There was an existing sidewalk that went from the front door to the street, so we need to make sure that we just show them that. We don't necessarily need to pace out the square footage of that sidewalk. They're going to be able to tell when they look at all of that. Noting the existing irrigation, we need to note that the PVB is right here. We need to make sure that we find the PVB, whatever backflow prevention device, where it's located at. You follow me? 2 more gutters here. I think this was right after Christmas. That's why they've got so many boxes here, but hey. This is a gas meter. So we need to locate where the gas meter is. We never know where they might need that. And then follow me. Electrical meter is right here. We need to point out that there is a AC system over there. And we'll also usually show them where the irrigation controller. So point out where all those main things are at. Oh, there was also a hose bib right here as well next to the gas meter. And make sure that you show where everything's at. I would normally go through then and pace all the trees in the backyard just the way I did the front. In the backyard, there's no visible signs of a slope, so just kind of note that relatively it looks like a pretty flat backyard. It's very, very shady, lots of pine trees in that, so noting what it is, but also realizing you're only here for a few minutes, so you can't say for sure the house is deep shade, but obviously with this backyard, you can tell there's shade in the backyard all the time. So that's it. We can stop it.